Hi friends, welcome back to Infotech Fusion. Today I'm going to show you how I fixed my Lenovo laptop that wasn't turning on at all. If your laptop ever fails to boot, this video will guide you step by step to troubleshoot, test, and replace your SSD safely. So let's get started. A few days ago, my laptop suddenly stopped turning on. At first, I did what most people do. I pressed the power button multiple times, even tried holding it for a few seconds. Then I tried entering the BIOS, but nothing happened. The screen stayed completely black. At this point, I knew this was more than a simple software issue. It had to be hardware related. So I carefully decided to open the laptop. Quick tip: always make sure your laptop is completely powered off and unplugged before opening it. Safety is very important. I removed the back cover using a screwdriver and took a careful look inside. There are many components in the laptop, but my main suspicion was the SSD, because a faulty SSD can prevent the laptop from booting. I gently removed the SSD and inspected it. At first glance, it looked fine. There were no visible signs of damage. I cleaned it, reinstalled it, and hoped this would solve the issue. But the laptop still didn't turn on properly. That's when I realized it's time to test it properly. Next, I decided to test the SSD using a bootable USB drive. I started installing the operating system, and during the initial steps, in the disk partition window, no storage was detected. At this point, I was almost certain the SSD was failing. So the next step was to purchase a new SSD. I ordered a Foxin 512GB SSD from Amazon, which arrived in just a few days. Once it arrived, I reopened the laptop, installed the new SSD, and carefully closed the back cover. I turned on the laptop, and this time, success. The new SSD was detected immediately, inserted the bootable USB drive, and I could start the OS installation without any problems. Quick tip: when installing a new SSD, make sure it's properly seated in the connector. Even a slight misalignment can prevent detection. Here are a few tips if you face a similar issue. Always handle SSDs and other internal components carefully. Avoid touching connectors directly. Use a bootable USB drive to test hardware issues before buying a replacement. Always check your laptop's specs before purchasing a new SSD. If you're unsure or uncomfortable opening your laptop, consult a professional. It's better to be safe. Also, a little advice: don't panic if your laptop won't boot. Sometimes the solution is simple, like a faulty SSD or loose connection. Take your time, inspect carefully, and follow the steps. I hope this video helps you troubleshoot and replace a faulty SSD if you ever face the same problem. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.